know, a round table is where a group of people get together to discuss a particular topic, usually of mutual interest. So I hope you guys like talking about dating and relationships, topics like that, what it should and should not look like. The goal is to create an open environment where everyone feels comfortable giving their honest perspective with no judgment or scrutiny, just perspective sharing to provoke thought. Keep in mind there's no wrong way to skin a cat or to get something done. So with that being said, let's talk love life.
Hello, my name is Therese. I am 39, about to turn 40. I am in a relationship, kind of situationship, um, but relationship nonetheless.
Hello everyone, I am Matt. I recently turned 41. I am in a relationship, trying to figure things out.
Hello, hi, my name is Virginia. I just recently turned 38. I am currently divorced and been divorced for a while. So, nice to meet you.
I'm Emma. I am 37 still. I have a birthday coming. So, yeah, and I'm single. I've actually been divorced for almost 4 years. Dating, what does that look like? What is it?
What does it look like?
It looks like stress. It's scary. Dating is a scary thing. I think dating requires people to be vulnerable to each other. And I think in today's society, 2025, I don't think a lot of people are wanting to be fully vulnerable with each other in the fear of getting hurt, or in the fear of they feeling as though the other person is not going to reciprocate that same love or intentions that they have. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily that people don't want to be vulnerable. I think that the way that the world is, people don't understand what that is, or what that should look like in a healthy way at least.
I can agree with that. There's a lot of people who, male or female, whatever case may be, they haven't seen a lot of positive relationships in their life. They haven't seen it growing up. They haven't seen, especially the black community, you haven't seen a lot of marriages. So people enter into these relationships just, on a wing and a prayer, hoping things work. A lot of unhealed traumas, going into new relationships. So it makes it difficult moving forward with anybody. Like I said, male or female. I think it's the same thing with both groups. I said a lot of hurting people, not learning from their experiences, not getting their therapy done, things like that, not taking accountability for their actions, and that just causes them to hurt more people. And that's what we're seeing out here in 2025.
I think you all have definitely made like valid points. You know, it can be stressful.
Life is stressful.
Life is stressful. Relationships. Managing relationships is stressful. But it only is stressful when it gets into the different dynamics of each other. How that person is used to relating, or not. Attachment is a whole other thing too. We test each other. So dating, you just don't, it's risky. You don't know what you're going to get. So like, is this person going to test me? Is they not going to test me? Am I now calling a test that's really an attachment? If this person just avoided. Do men and women test each other? Have you experienced something that you thought may be a test or was a test? That's
First, answer your question 100%, men and women. From a man perspective, we want to test our woman's loyalty. We want to test, what a woman can really bring to us in a relationship. I'm not talking about money stuff, but I'm talking about the intangibles. Is she bringing support? Is she bringing ideas? Is she bringing things to the relationship that I'm going to need when times are bad? That was really what helped cultivate the relationship. Not the good times. That's a whole bunch of foolishness. It's the times when things get hard, thick. How you survive out of, come out of that is, really what's going to determine your relationship. The good times you can have and you can move forward and go forward. That's not a problem.
right.
It's the other stuff. So women test men, as well. Are you going to be able to provide? Are you going to be able to protect? Are you going to be able to, be faithful? Are you going to be able to handle these tough situations? Can I lean on you in these tough situations? Can you help me better myself? These are a lot of tests that are presented to me as a man from the person I'm dating as well. So it worked out for me a couple times,
Right.
then relationships, like I said, they're difficult.
So is it the relationship that's difficult, or do it be like us that's like making it difficult sometimes? Is it difficult for us to like stay committed? But you want to answer that? We can.
I mean, no, that's fine. Every, relationships have two people, and you're talking about two completely different personalities,
Yeah.
right? And so we bring those two together, you're gonna have some clashes,
Yes.
and hopefully you'll have a lot less clashes than you have good times.
Yes.
But nonetheless, you're gonna have those clashes. That's just how we are as people.
Right.
So we're the ones that make it that way.
Yes.
Isn't a thing you hop in and say, this is a relationship, this is good, let's hop in this box.
Yes.
No,
Right.
you gotta figure it out along the way.
Right.
I really think that the different personalities I think a lot of people are just used to, well, as we get older anyway,
Yes.
a lot of people are just used to what it is that they think things should be,
Yes.
what it looks like. But shoot, how many times in life are you maybe disappointed, maybe not, but more accepting nonetheless of a situation that didn't go the way that you thought it was supposed to go?
Right. And that's like where that testing comes in.
Very easy to tell if a woman likes you or is there for the money. Don't buy her anything. Take her out to any extravagant meals, dinners, anything for 30 to 90 days. Most dudes won't do it. Why? Because they'll find out real quick. Most women don't really like you.
I don't like topics like this.
You said you don't like.
All right.
You don't like tablets?
Topics like
Oh, topics. Yeah.
Really likes you. She will go out of her way to
Can you
make sure
see?
she's texting you, to make sure she's calling you, to make she'll pay for dinner every tomorrow. She just don't like you like that. And you can say no, it's because it's in her name. I tell women all the time, very easy to tell who likes you or is there for the money. Don't buy her anything, take her out to any extravagant meals, dinners, anything for 30 to 90 days. Why? Because they find out real quick.
The gist of like what he's saying.
Buy.
I'm sorry.
How y'all feel? Was that triggering? That's
No,
triggering.
I
Okay.
don't like topics like that.
I've never experienced that. Man has gotten me something within 30, 90 days.
It's a
Because if
little
you
weird.
if you like each other, I think that, and it doesn't even have to be something big. It could be, okay, I know my recent ex, right? I knew he likes the Gordon Brother hats or whatever, and I know that it drops every Friday, right? So here's a Gordon Brother hat because I know you like that stuff. And it's the same thing when he went to a Clark store and he was like, okay, I know she likes shoes and stuff like that, and he bought me some Clarks. But I didn't know that you ain't supposed to.
Yeah, I don't. To be honest,
Yeah.
to be,
You're right.
Yeah, but the thing is, you typically know gold digger. We grown in the mouth. We ain't that.
So look, that man tested the 30 to 90 days with not going to a fancy restaurant. Is that equivalent to a woman's 90-day rule with not giving up the goodies?
Well, I'm just learning that men have a 30 to 90 day of not taking you to a fancy restaurant. I didn't even know that thing was a thing. But I guess you can say it's equivalent to that. But I think at our age, I don't think many women are doing that whole 30 to 90 day thing. Honestly, I think there's some, I thought most women are stimulated by their mind. If you connect with them in their mind, then it's just,
It's
yeah,
like that too, though.
right? So if you're that way and that man stimulates your mind and you connect,
GTD.
all that stuff, I thought y'all was just,
Got the draw.
I thought you would do it before then, so, but you're a man, so
Yeah. No, what you just said, you can essentially most times.
Yeah.
It's a woman's mind and y'all bobbing.
Yeah.
That 90 days out the window. I've dated women that had 90-day rules.
Yeah.
I've dated women that had 90-day rules. But I also learned, whatever she said on her side,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for 90 days.
That's a cop out. Because I can bet you that even if she was dating you and had that standard of 90 days, if it was somebody that she
Yeah,
physically
I was
like,
gonna say,
yeah.
I didn't say, that's what she said.
Yeah.
We make 90 days. No.
No.
Because she liked me.
Yeah.
She said, they'll women will break rules for guys that they like. They don't like you. Good luck. You're not getting it.
Yeah.
You're not getting it.
That's 100% true.
Yeah.
There ain't no rules when you
Would you
really
like
like
somebody?
when you
Out the
really
window.
like somebody.
Out the
That,
window.
all that stuff throws out. You be like, damn, and you hit up your homegirl like, girl,
Like-
you know what? And you already know, because if you invite that guy over, you know, okay, am I gonna sleep with that man?
You knew.
Oh,
they knew. They knew.
You
Yeah.
knew,
Yeah.
you knew,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
already planned. You was like, girl, I'm gonna give him this. You already know. So, and I'm pretty sure the guy already knows also, because you like, we vibing.
Yeah, it's
girl,
almost time. Yeah.
We know.
Yeah,
And she
I'm on
invited
the
me to her house too, you know.
Yeah,
And we,
I'm on the
yeah.
I'm gonna put a little more pressure on a little bit.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go too far, but I'm gonna go as far as she let me. I say y'all most times because y'all give access to sex,
Yeah.
so
That
y'all
part,
ready to go?
right?
Yes.
As far as
Going
the
there.
women like.
But y'all open the door, guys gonna walk right through it. So just coming in the gate. They're not really hard to spot. To be honest, exactly. Like a person. Yeah, I didn't even get to go out on a date with them. So you typically can know those gold diggers early on. Regular.
And he might make more money than you. And I mean, naturally, because the person who makes more money has more money, and yes, they may pay for stuff more often than the person who doesn't. But, like, it has to be an equally beneficial relationship.
100%.
I don't know about equal.
Sometimes it's not equal, though. Like,
And
when
it-
you're in a
and it
relationship, you shouldn't expect it to be.
equal. It shouldn't have to be equal. I think we kind of get mixed up and feeling like two people, because two is an equally divided number. Yeah, no, it does not. It does
You
not have to be
emotionally
equal.
might not be there,
It doesn't-
50%.
It doesn't have to be equal. A relationship isn't always going to be easily, divisible. You know what I mean? And especially if you're looking for a man that's a provider man, that type of thing. Because really, when you say provide, I think guys really get caught up in the fact of like, oh, I gotta like have a lot of money.
Providing is not
And
financial.
really, provider is the mindset. You know what I mean? It's the mindset. Do I want to protect, care, provide for my person? Do I want to be that man and lead my household? You know what I mean? So it's not about like just throwing the money. You really can like do the difference. Like if the man, like just because the man has money, do you want somebody that's just gonna like throw money? You know what I mean at you? If that's something they have, with any person, if that's something they have an abundance of, how easy is it for them to do that? You know what I mean? If that's the easy way. I mean, to possibly do the opposite, do something that's not easy for him. To show you something that doesn't come natural. That's like when you really know if someone like care about you, whatever. So, what's your thoughts as a man hearing that, hearing about testing a woman, specifically withholding something for her? Do you withhold
No,
within
to be
the
honest,
first
I don't.
30 to 90 days?
No, I don't even think about that, to be honest. Like I don't even think about that. That doesn't even come about now. Am I going to spend $500 on a first date? No.
That one makes sense.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Shoot,
But
on the first date, we could go to a cafe.
Yeah, that's
Right,
what
so,
I'm saying.
so what I do is I call those meet and greets. So I meet a woman. I'm like, hey, look, I will come somewhere like this.
Yes.
I will go to a coffee shop. I will go to a walking park. Something
Yes.
quick, easy,
Yes.
no pressure, right?
Yes.
And I call it a meet and greet. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get to know you.
Yeah.
Do I want to continue? Do I want to move forward? Let's date.
Yes.
Or not.
Yes.
And that'll be it. I ain't gotta waste a whole lot of money to do that.
Yes.
Once you start dating, if things go well, then cool. We can go. I'm gonna go wherever I like to eat. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go wherever the food is good. That's what it is. And of course, as time goes on, then I'll be more apt to spend more money and things like that. But I don't really. It's not really on my mindset.
And I don't even necessarily think that like it's a situation where like it's like you don't like the man. I think that in any situation, because of course I could start talking to somebody and I realize that maybe this person, like they're cool, but maybe not the person that I see as wanting to be either in a relationship or like a forever relationship or whatever the case may be. But like I think that if you genuinely respect someone and appreciate their time, then you understand the relationship for that. And like it's not a case of like, yeah, if we go out, you might get it this time, I might get it next time. Like
Do you feel like if you like, do you test?
I don't know if I test, but I do have a question because you were talking about it. So like in a situation where like whether it's you testing about loyalty or what? Like, what does that look like? Loyalty or support or
Well, yeah, okay. So let's say I present you with an idea, right? Something that might be big, something that could help grow our relationship, right? A business, perhaps, especially for me, I just I'm an entrepreneur. All you going to help me bring your idea like, babe, I'm coming home, I'm stressed out. This is going wrong in my day, right? Um, or you going to bring me ideas like, hey Matt, let's try this. Let's try to this with tax. Let's do this. Let's just bring me ideas that can help. You know what? That works for our situation.
But do you consider that a test?
Yes, because I want that kind of support from my woman. I want sometimes I'm going to have ideas. Sometimes I'm going to have things that you need I need help with. Right, I might not have all answers. I'm strong in some things, maybe weak in some other things. Who I'm with now, right? She's very good at writing grants, right? Um, she's not the best at math, so I help her with that. Because it all goes into the grants and things. But as far as my business, she helped put into my business by helping me write grants, helping me build and grow, so that way, as I grow, I can take care of everything. We're good because you also help instill in me things that for one, that's what I want out of my partner. Right. As far as loyalty go, can I trust you around my friends? Can I trust you to go out here and not have you be super secretive with your phone or just making things look like something is off.
Right.
Can I trust you to do that?
Right.
You
But
gotta.
like, do you consider that a test or just an expectation though? Like, so when I think of a test, I think like when you say, "Can I trust you around my friends?" Like, I see a test as you creating a situation to see how a person reacts in that situation, not just having an expectation of your partner in that situation.
It's almost like I look at it almost like a pop quiz, right? I don't know when the situation gonna present itself, but just believe I'm looking at how you handle that situation, right? If I step away from the bar and a guy come up to you and he chatty, or you wanna like brush him off, or you wanna continue to get extra friendly with him, stuff like that, I'm gonna look and see that. I didn't plan that test, but that's there. I'm gonna see how you handle it. So, yeah. Simple now.
So, I mean, because when I think of a test, I think of, someone intentionally or unintentionally kind of like, doing something, or implementing something to now see how you handle that situation. So, like when he said, like asking a question, or not even asking a question, like putting out an idea, and then seeing whether or not that, like, what you want to do with the idea. I just put this out there. Even like when it comes to women, when women is just like, oh, I got this bill to do, right? It's still something, and sometimes it could be natural, and then sometimes it could be something that they're intentionally mentioning, because now I want to see what you're going to do. Like, my car just broke down. Are you going to come? Because, yeah, I got AAA or I got roadside assistance or whatever, but are you going to now show that you want to support, you care about my safety, you want to, like, help me in
Excellent
some
point.
way or whatever.
Excellent
You
point.
want to be that support system.
100%. 100%. I've actually had all of those tests.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
don't see that as a test though. Like, I see that as an expectation, because otherwise, if like we aren't there for one another,
So-
why am I in a relationship?
So, and this is the difference between a test and the expectations. That a test, you are how they handle something. An expectation is, this is like what I'm expecting. Like, you have to do it. You put in a stipulation on it. The test is just a feeler. The test is a feeler to see if the person is potentially what you want in the long term. I may test short term because you do test short term. I know guys do this, to see if it's just a jump off.
Right. 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, so you're still getting tested either way. Are you just going to you testing to see where you want to put the person?
100%.
Where are you going to categorize this person? You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I think you can align it with like expectation being, if you put it in the school environment, expectation being a lesson, right? And then when that situation finally presents itself, like I said, I expect you to be loyal when I'm not around.
Yes.
Now we're going to go out to this bar. I'm going to step away. When I come back, I don't expect a man to be all in your face and you kiki and cuckoo and ha ha ha. That was a test. When I see that, did you pass it or did you not?
Yeah, or taking a person to an event. You know what I mean? Like, and even like when you're taking someone to an event or inviting them out with your friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still a controlled environment.
Yes.
You're picking the event.
Yes.
You're picking the place.
Yes.
You know, so now you just want to see what that person do in that
How do they
environment.
vibe
And
with your friends?
Yeah.
And vibe around. Like, because you could test the person and say, okay, well, I'm the type of person, I want someone who's quiet, who is not loud, who's not aggressive. So I'm going to put him or her in an environment, like what he said, okay, we're going to go to this social event with my friends, right? How are they going to be with my friends? Because how they act around my friends, I'm going to know, okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is
This
dead.
ain't gonna, this ain't
ain't
gonna
gonna
work,
work.
you know? So that's a test right there. I believe that.
Right, and that goes into the vetting process too. When it comes to vetting, should that happen within 90 days?
Oh yeah,
It better.
that one, yes.
Better.
Your job is going to vet you.
Yeah,
Yo, 90-day probation right there.
Right. Feds, we in a year probation.
A year.
Yeah.
Well, relationships be the same then.
Yeah. But no, you definitely, in that aspect, I agree with the time period of vetting, like having a time period, because you want to make sure that, especially at our age, and we all 30
Right.
Not wasting much
plus,
time.
yeah, you don't want to waste your time. This ain't your 20s, like, oh, yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you want to vet to make sure that, hey, this person meets my needs and my standards and all that stuff, and I can spend that time with that person, and they don't irritate me, I don't irritate them. We can spend good time together.
On the same. I mean, I agree 100% what you just said. Like, I want to make sure that I see the qualities in you that I think we can
That's what I was
continue to
about to
compound on and
Yes.
grow from here. So if I don't see it, I'm out the door.
Right.
It won't make it 90 days. To be honest with you.
Right, exactly.
Those are not my types. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
So, with after 30 to 90 days, like, do you then like spend more money?
Yeah.
Because I know sometimes, like, for as a woman, I feel like whatever that guy does within that first 30 to 90 days really set the pace with like how he wants to like.
Doesn't for me.
Not me
How he
I
either.
can tell you right now,
Me
the
either.
more money that a man is willing to put out, like face forward, without knowing anything more
But,
about me
yeah.
or whether they want to be in a relationship with me, like I'm gonna assume, either you're used to doing this,
Yeah.
meaning that you feel like you have to pay for companionship, basically, or you're a love bomb.
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not doing it.
And I ain't about to
Yeah.
take you serious.
I'm not doing it. I'm personally the man. I'm not doing it. I haven't done it. If I like you, that's cool. You know, I might be small gestures, but I don't have to go all out because my actions otherwise are going to show.
And if they really like you,
Exactly.
they're not gonna expect
They're
that.
not going to expect it,
Yeah.
right? They don't even act like I said, a lot of the stuff they talk about. I don't think it's reality based. A lot of times, or it's common with a lot of people.
Yeah.
They put some, it's a social media
Media
thing.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. I do feel like once you hit a certain age, right, things can move fast. You know,
I
so like the first week or two, that could be love bombing if it's too much. You know, but within the 30 to 60 days, I do think something should like show like what you're capable of.
In terms of what? Capable of what?
Capable of like if you do like giving gifts, if you do like a nice restaurant instead of like spending $50 or whatever on a date. I think I'm just saying like I'm just throwing a number out there. That's
If you like women, me, I will go plan my dates, right? I'm gonna plan a nice day out with you.
And
Whether
that
it be
in itself.
something
Yes.
that is,
Just knowing that you took the time.
Time out.
right. So it's gonna be my action. It don't have to necessarily be money. Money's gonna come. Like that's not a problem. But my action is gonna speak louder than what a couple dollars is gonna do. Like I said, you'll know if I have money. You're gonna see my lights on. I got a house. You're gonna have my stuff is taken care of. I can support myself or whatever the case may be. But
And I also think that it also has to do with your love language, because for me,
100%.
I'm a quality time, so I don't care if we go into a $500, as long as I'm with that man.
yeah.
If that man said, okay, you know what, let's just go chill at Starbucks, I'm following that person because it's just the time to spend with that person. I don't care where we're going, and then I don't care if it's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days is just the fact is you're making time for us to spend together and
Right.
having those quality times together.
I agree.
And it's more about quality for
I
me
agree.
than quantity. Because again, like she said, right? You throwing that money at me and things like that, but then I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really feeling you, and you're not really getting to know me, know me. So if we're spending time together and you and I conversing on the phone every single day, those are my type of things that I like. That's what weighs something and say, okay, I know it's going somewhere because me and this person are talking every day, morning, night, afternoon, whatever. Makes plans to come see me. Know that, okay, if I have a child or have kids or whatever, even if she has kids or whatever, okay, what is your schedule with your kids so that I know that, okay, you don't have your kids this weekend or you don't have your kids this day. All right, do you want to do something? You know, those are my things that attracts me, and I'm like, oh yeah, damn, I'm falling for this man so hard, right?
Because if the experience is there, like literally sitting at a nice restaurant with the experience and sitting at a park on the swing eating ice
Yes.
cream is on the same
It's-
level.
Is the same
agree,
level when you
agree.
like somebody really, really a lot.
When you like them, you like them. I mean, that
Yep.
is what it is. And like you said, quality time, I think for a lot of women, that's a big thing. I mean, like I said, I know my lady, I
Yes.
want my time. That's
Yes.
I want my time. Okay, you got it. I
Yes.
get it. That's what it is. So
So in general, what do you feel like is a man's thing? If you feel like most women is quality time, what do you feel like it is for men?
most men, our number one is physical touch.
Oh.
you know. And then probably most men, probably number two is words of affirmation. That's fine. We want to know that the effort we're putting forth is
Meaningful.
is meaningful. It means something to you. We want to know that the work that we putting out here, you appreciate, and then we want to hear it.
Yeah,
We don't need gifts given back. I don't care
Yeah.
about getting gifts.
Yeah.
Give shit, but I'll give them all day.
Yeah.
You want some flowers? Cool. I mail something to her house. Hey, I'm mailing some flowers. I don't know. No. I don't care about getting stuff back as far as that, but just tell me, baby, I appreciate you. Thank you for what you do. Shit, that mean the fucking word. I'm going out here building a fucking mountain for you.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
know.
what
I
it is.
believe that. I
Yeah.
can see that. I can see that.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.